Howdy doody time. It's howdy doody time. Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm thinking we're starting to come in here. Let YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Well, not Instagram yet. Gotta go get them. You have to go grab Instagram. They're like special children. You have to go hold their hand and say, "Come on, let's go. We're going live." That's what you have to do on Instagram. You have to go get them. So I just went to get Instagram. We're all here now. Yes, we're all here now. So we should be all here and ready to see what does the market have for us this week. We're going to look at what the market had for us last year, and then we're going to look at what they have for us this week. Because there's a plenty. There is. And yes, hope everybody's having a really good weekend. It's coming to a close. It's starting to hoping everybody's having a really good weekend. Let me clear these drawings off this chart. And hopefully everybody has gotten some things accomplished. Hopefully you did some studying this weekend, because I read somewhere or was told either way that the money in the market is made on the weekends. Or basically the money in the market is made when the market is closed, not when the market is open. The money is made when the market is closed, not when the market is open. Because when it's open, all the things are coming at you. At that point, you need to have a plan already by the time the market gets open. It's data points, right? So I have my own community, the Educator to Trader community, and I'm also a part of Impact Investments. I'm a part of that Discord. Now that Discord can get really, popping, choo 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 choo. There can be a lot happening in there. There's different people are calling out different trades that they're looking at. There are people in the group whose job it is to call plays. So you've got those. And it can be noise. It can be noise. So you have to know, what are you doing in the midst of the noise? And then even if, I think I did a video, I know I did, a video of how do you respond to call outs? Like, what is it you do when you see call outs or when you see alerts? How do you handle that? Like, what do you do? And so you need to have an idea, because some of these, and a lot of them, not just some, a lot of the call outs or the alerts, if you want to call them, whatever phrase you want to give it to them, a lot of those are really good. But you need to know, how are you going to manage an alert or call out? Are you, following blindly? Hopefully that's a no. Are you looking at, I'm in the wrong side here. Are you going to go check the chart and you're going to go and see for yourself whether you like that entry? These are the things that you have to think about before I let go. You got to think about it before the market opens, because otherwise you'll be tossed to and fro. And that's not what you want. We definitely want to be able to be master traders and be able to decide for ourselves what we're going to trade. Again, these call outs can be good ones, and you may decide you're going to take some of them, but you need to have a plan, right? Good morning, Tanya. It's not morning, I know. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Karen. Hey, Ward. Hey, Deborah. How you doing, Miss Deborah Speller? Hey, Deborah Moore. How you doing? Sinead, how are you? How can we join Discord? Well, you want to join my group, or you want to join the Impact Investments Discord? Because that's two different places. Tell me which one you want. I can give you information to do either one. My group is, we don't do a Discord. I do a Telegram group. It's a membership though. And then Impact has a Discord. Let me know which one you're talking about. And then I'll make sure I got to think about where to find my Impact stuff to give you, but we can find it for you. Okay. Sunday evening, it's 5 o'clock, 5:02 p.m. Did anybody cook a good Sunday dinner? Anybody cook Sunday dinner? I don't really cook Sunday dinners like I used to. It used to be where you like this, because I'm from a Southern family. So where you did Sunday dinner after church and you had to eat, then you had that Sunday nap. And I don't do any of that stuff right now. First of all, I don't even go to church on Sundays anymore. I go on Saturdays. My church, it's a regular Baptist church. I'm not Seventh-day Adventist. Nothing against Seventh-day Adventists. I'm just not one of them. But we have a service that happens on Saturday night, Saturday evening. It's not night, it's like 5 o'clock. So we go on Saturday evenings. That way we're finished with church. We get to enjoy all the same stuff that would happen in a church service. It happens on Saturday evening. And then Sunday, we can do the other things that we want to do, whether that's, go to breakfast or sleep in or, this morning, my husband and I went for a walk around our neighborhood. Then I came back and did a bunch of work, basically, is what I did. I graded papers and did my own studying and did prepping prepping for tomorrow, did my own study stuff and did all that. I did watch a little bit of church on TV today and then recorded some videos. My editor's going to be happy about that. And that's about all I did. Yes, but I washed some clothes. I did all kinds of stuff. It was a full day Sunday. I did all kinds of stuff on Sunday because I didn't have to go to church. You said I'm hungry. My husband put some pinto beans, some smoked turkey necks, I believe. Yeah, smoked turkey necks and some pinto beans in the crock pot. He did that earlier today. Y'all already know that crock pot cooking is different. It's definitely different. Tastes different than that microwave cooking. That crock pot cooking sets it off. Right now, what my husband struggles with, though, and we always have this talk. There's two of us. How many? One, two. Two of us live here, and I can't eat to the same quantities that I used to eat. So we're really eating for like 1.5. And he'll still cook like there's a whole house full of kids. And I'm like, bro, who's going to eat all this? And nobody's eating all this. Nobody's eating all this. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan for all this? Because I'm not eating all this. You're not eating all this. What are you doing? So he's having to kind of adjust quantity fixing. Because when he had the whole bag of beans, I was like, that's going to be too many beans. That's way too many beans for the two of us. What are we doing here? But it's what it is. He said he'll put some in the freezer. Fine with me. Then that late in the future, if you want some more, we just pull them out later. Noob Trading Live said, I just had potatoes my mom make with bone steak. Ooh, in crock pots. That's really good. Can't beat it. Yep. That boned steak. What's boned steak? I don't know what that is. Steak with a bone in it. I can go with that. Okay, so I see you, Sinead. I'll get you what you need. And Tanya says, yum. And happy Sunday, Janae. All that stuff is good. Absolutely good. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at, nobody, y'all didn't tell me what y'all did. Before we move forward, tell me what y'all did, what some of you all did this weekend. Put that in the chat. What did some of you do this weekend? Saturday we did. While you're typing, I'll keep talking. We did our practice session in our charting challenge. We did that on Saturday, and that was really good. I think that was added a bunch of value. I thought it was good. Nope, I think I'm in the wrong place there. I'm waiting for y'all to put some comments in there so I can see what did you all do this weekend. What did y'all do? This is it. Same type of beef, not sure what cut it is, but it's really good. And probably because it's in the crock pot, it breaks down really nice, because sometimes steak can be tough and you really want it to break down nicely. So that way it's nice and tender. Janae said she didn't do much. Sinead, there's the link for the Impact Discord. A lot of Trades get called over there. Education is really great there as well. Of course, it's great over here too, but they really operate more as buyers of options and stocks. So to learn that side, there's a good education, and TJ is really great with technical analysis and all that good stuff over there too. All that's included with your Discord membership. So check it out. I see Noob said that he played Fortnite. He or she played Fortnite. Maybe it's a he. Noob Trading Live played Fortnite. Okay. All righty. Maybe Noob Trading Live can tell me what their name is. Here we go. Let's go on to our charts and look at what happened last week or this past week and what we're looking at for this coming week. Okay. This was SPX last week. So I'm just going to show us like the market overall. But SPX, this big old red jobby right here, this was SPX last week. Part of that probably happened, the vast majority of it, I'm sure, happened on Friday. Friday was very red, very red. But you can see this is a nice little sell zone, if you want to call it that, resistance area, all the things you want to call it. This is what it is right here. I would even say now it's probably can be confirmed as a supply area because of the way it gets pulled out of here twice on the weekly chart. Let's go look at the daily chart, though. Go look at the daily chart. 5408 is where SPX closed. Notice we were up here in the 5680, over 200 points just a week ago. Right? We were at 50s in the 56s. Now we're at 5408, but this was Friday. This was Tuesday. People were expecting Tuesday because it was right after that holiday. People were expecting Tuesday to do its thing. Because the month, August ended on hammers. The week ended with a hammer. The days ended with a hammer. People were just ready to go to the upside. And of course, the market, I love how I love it. And love is definitely being facetious, how the market will grab hold to y'all money. Everybody who puts in orders over the weekend that are going to pick up first thing in the morning. And actually, there wasn't any, notice there's no upwards movement here. As soon as the market opened on Tuesday, it immediately started falling. There is no upwards wick here. You see this? Usually a little bit of upwards wick means it opened and went up a little bit. There wasn't even no little bit. It opened and started falling and fell. This was Tuesday. Wednesday, we had a little bit. We had a shooter on Wednesday, which shooter tells you that there's probably more downwards motion coming. And we had some more downwards motion. Thursday was very doji-ish, kind of up and down, a lot of very volatile things going on Thursday. And then Friday, as they say, it fell off the bone. That's what happened. Went right on through the pivot point, shoom, fell all the way down. It was, so if you were on the side of buying puts, then you made some money. If you were on the side of buying calls, then you didn't. Right? We had some stuff set for, and y'all remember, whoever was with me on Friday morning, almost all of our credit spreads were ready to close. They were all fully profitable and ready to be closed. And I said I was letting things go to expiration because we were in this, I was in my sim. But if I was trading live, all of those things, almost all those things would have been closed. And the only one that would have been left were the ones that were like in the middle. But by the time the day closed, basically all of that stuff had, not all of it, but a lot of it got breached. I was looking for, I didn't put it in here, but a lot of those trades got breached, even though, where is it? Is it here? Yes, it should be here. Even though many of them, the vast majority, we only had like 3 or 4 that I told you that was in the middle. There was one that was breached all the way. I think that was like the City Group. And the other ones, there was 2 or 3 that were partially breached. And then I said, keep an eye on these. They could, they could make some move going upwards. And what happened? Started falling off, like I said, falling off the bone. So as it was, when it was all over said and done, almost all these put credit spreads got breached, right? Dash, Morgan Stanley Net, or Nail Net, I think they're called, TTD, all 4 of those were breached. The put credit spread on Citigroup, which is the one we talked about in the morning, was breached, and Exxon, I believe, was breached in the morning also too. So all of those done. Of course, all the call credit spreads did fine. All the call credit spreads were profitable. A couple of the put credit spreads, Caesar, Zoom, C, Oracle, and Baba, were all, those put credit spreads were still profitable. So we have 14 out of 19 that were profitable, but because there were so many of them that were not, we did end up, if you looked at, just the information, we looked at a loss of $277, even with the money that we took in, right? And the money that was lost, though, there was a negative 277 in profits and losses. I'm trying to be transparent, even though this is all in the sim. If it was traded live, almost all of these trades would have been closed up before Friday. And definitely when Friday started doing its thing, they would have been closed up if you were trading live. Nobody would sit idly by and be like, let me just go wait. You would have closed them. Anyway, I'm putting this up for our transparency's sake to make sure we see how the week turned out in all of these, because of course when it all goes well, your girl is in here like, yes, y'all know me. But and as far as the percentage, this is a 74% win rate, but the money would be enough of the losses would have made this into a negative money week. Okay, made into a negative money week. Y'all understand what I'm saying? All right. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, though, for sure. Noob says, are we looking to bounce at all? Hopefully a little bit. I feel like tomorrow's going to be nice and green. I don't know. Some folks are looking that there's going to be a little more downwards motion. Because if you're looking here at SPX, where do we see support? Do we see any support hiding in here anywhere? I don't see none. Let's go see. Let's turn it to a line chart. The support I see doesn't show up until this is where we currently are. So actually there's a little bit that might show up right here. And then right here at 5,400, because that's a psychological number. Perhaps it'll turn around there. And there's a big old Chase Lounge down here at 53.44. So if we're looking on just the daily chart, the bigger support area is that 5,400, and we are close to that. Perhaps it'll hit and go on up. Of course, I'm not counting the day and the week. Those are going to start tomorrow, but the month and the quarter are all green because we've been coming down all this time. Okay. So we are at support. Could be a turn right here. It needs to be a good one because there's a lot of momentum. It could be. Absolutely. We're looking at SPX. Let's go look at Triple Q. What did Triple Q do last week? Okay, falling. I think I'm falling. Yeah, it was falling too. Let me go ahead and remove these drawings. The lines make it harder for me to see and decipher. I get sidetracked with all the lines. Let me put a line chart here so we can see what do we have for support here. Something happened in here, but I don't like the way it's looking, but it's right where we are right now. And then on the daily chart, we would have support at 439, and again, more at 434. Currently, there's something happening right in this zone that we're in right now, and that may cause a pause even in Triple Q. But listen, tech has been the sell-off. It's been the sell-off area. There's support right there on Triple Q. Yep. You got to zoom out. You want me to zoom out? Okay, let's zoom out a little bit further and see what we see. Right here. There's some right there. I agree. From back here, there is some support right in this area. It was resistance back here in March. Then it became support in May. There was a slowdown and a stop. A slowdown will stop right here and a slowdown in here, but then it gapped right past it. And now we're there. Potentially turn around. Listen, what do we do? What do I always tell you we do? We trade what we see. We trade what we see. That's what we do. Trade what we see. Okay, we're in the zone again for some support and resistance. Well, we're past it now. And this was in this area where there's one here. So you might be able to Those big red candles, though. This is IWM. Those big red candles don't want to slow down. They don't want to slow down. Let me see if I can put a line here because we've got some support again, right where we are. Right where we are. Support at 206, 207.90, 206. What is this line? 206.76. And some more 204. A lot of stuff happened in this area. You know, this is probably where IWM likes. Notice IWM kind of has been in this zone for a while. Then it runs off and comes back. It's like, this is home for me. IWM comes right on back. Like, I'm just going to hang out here with y'all. Let's just hang out here with y'all. All righty. That's what happened last week. Lot of downside. Supposedly September is a down month. People were waiting to see what it actually was going to do, seeing that everything ended August on the hammer, but now we've gotten to see. But it's only been 1 week. We don't know what September is going to do. September might go behind the curtain and come back and run up the whole rest of the month. We know that SPX, SPY, they'll go get some juice and head on back to all-time highs again and say, well, let's see what's happening up here. Let's see what's happening up here. All right, let's look at the meetings that are coming up for this week. Meetings coming up for this week. We got CPI and PPI this week. Those are the two major things that are happening this week. All right. Monday, final wholesale inventories and consumer credit. Those are yellow folders. Tuesday, NFIB, FOMC. Member Barr is going to speak. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got CPI, core CPI month over month, year over year, crude oil inventories, 10-year bond auction. All this stuff Wednesday will cause volatility, right? These things happen before the market opens, all right? And then at 1 o'clock, you've got the 10-year bond auction. Thursday morning, PPI before market opens. Before market opens. So, okay, this is what I want to say about this. For those of us who trade the 1 DTEs, if you trade the 1 DTEs, you're doing like triple Q or SPY or IWM or those, whatever it is you're trading, you're entering today and exiting tomorrow. You might consider, I don't give anybody investment advice, but I do offer, little insight. You might consider not entering on Tuesday, because this Wednesday thing happens and it can cause volatility, and you don't have a way by the time the market opens, it's swinging or whatever, and the volatility is there, and it just may be worth it to just, give it a pause. For Tuesday, don't enter again. Tuesday, just close up Mondays, and then don't enter Wednesday, leave Thursday, and then maybe you enter on Thursday for Friday and go on from there, right? This is something I'm going to do, is I'm going to CPI, PPI, FOMC, which will be next week. On the days that I know something significant is happening before the market opens, I'm not going to enter my triple Q trades. I'm going to just pause it for those days. Peakbot does it for me automated. This is automated by Peakbot. So I will just pause it. And for those of you who have Peakbot, if you want me to, talk you through how to pause it, then we can do that. But I'm just going to pause mine for those couple of days, and then I'll turn it back on when the CPI, all this volatility goes away. I'll turn it back on. Okay. Friday, we had import prices, preliminary University of Michigan stuff, inflation, all those things are happening on Friday. All right. That's what's going on there. Let's talk about earnings. Earnings season is winding down a bit. We're winding down. Oracle, which I didn't know Oracle's earnings was this close, because we've been trading Oracle. I didn't know the earnings was here. Why did I feel like it already happened? Anyway, Monday morning, we're having Abivax. After close on Monday, we've got Oracle and Limonada, Rubric, Biostem, Mission, Calavo, Skillsoft here, Matrix Services, and Avid Biosciences. That's all Monday after close. Tuesday morning, Academy, Cognite, Comerica, Bioceres or Bioceres, BioX it is, and Dynagas is Tuesday morning. Tuesday after market closes, GameStop. Didn't know they were still around, to be honest. Dave & Buster's, Petco, Evolution, Cantaloupe, Mama's Creations. Wasn't that like a restaurant that was I can see the picture of it. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, Innovate is also Tuesday after market closes. Wednesday morning, we got Manu, Manu. Designer Brands is Wednesday morning. Hepsa Barada, that's Heps 10 Limited, and Vera Bradley, right? Do y'all shop Vera Bradley stuff? Isn't Vera Bradley the one who came out with those print pocketbooks and print material, like the quilted looking print? Is that Vera Bradley? I think it is. Wednesday after close, we have Oxford and Lisaka. Thursday, we got Big Lot, Signet, Kroger, Caleres, I Inspired or I Spire. There's no N in there. Turk Sale. I didn't know if this was My Teresa or Myth Eraser. Anyway, I think it's My Teresa. Love Sack, Innate Pharma, and Ads Tech is there. Thursday aftermarket closes. Adobe, I'm sure this is being anticipated. That one. Oracle, I'm sure is anticipated. RH, which is not Robinhood, by the way. This is somebody else. RH, Farm or Farmer Brothers. And then Friday, there is nobody. Nobody's having earnings on Friday mornings. No, too many flowers. Yeah, I wasn't. A lot of people like Vera Bradley. I mean, the stuff is pretty looking, but it don't go with. I be wanting stuff that go with stuff. And if all these different prints, I would need multiple prints. That's the dilemma I kind of have with my Brahmin purses. Is Brahmin has such beautiful colors and nice mix and match, but if you, depending on the color, if it's got a bunch of bright colors in it, and that's like, I have one that's like pink and all the other things in it. Well, if I wear something that doesn't include pink, or I wear some color that doesn't match with pink, I'm like, I can't carry this purse. It don't go. And I don't always want to change my purse, so I do the one I mainly carry. It's like I won't even call it neutral. It's more like a taupish neutralist. It's neutral enough for me. It's neutral enough. Yeah, because I didn't want just plain old black. I mean, even though I have multiple black purses, I didn't want that. So either way, let's go back to the beginning of this. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, we looked at our stocks already. So far, we looked at the earnings already. We looked at last week's information. I sent out earlier. I sent out I did it first thing this morning. I did a whole, took my time and did a whole trades list and I sent a message to Dylan this morning. I know it was bright and early because they're on the West Coast. And I was like, I know it's really early, but this watch list is massive. And I was like, this seems like a little too big. So I went on about my time and doing all the stuff I told y'all I was doing. And then I decided about 2:00 to look at it again. And when I went and looked at the watch list again, it was nowhere near as big as it was this morning. And not just that, I didn't care that it wasn't as big anymore, but the stuff that I had added to our trade seller ideas list, those things were no longer in those places. Like the stuff that was in the put credit spread on the first list I provided, those things were no longer in the put credit spread area at all. And I was like, okay, no. I need to redo this because I never, and I think you all know my heart enough to know this, I never want to misguide or mislead anyone. I'm not trying to guide anybody down a path or make, grow kingdoms unto myself. I'm trying to make sure that people are getting all the help they can get to be successful in these stock market streets. So I don't want to lead nobody down a path and lead them off the road. So I basically redid the list. I redid the list. One thing I noticed that's interesting on this list is that some stuff that hadn't been showing up in the past, like DIA was on the list. Gold, I haven't seen that before. TLT there, XLF, so the XLs are showing up. The DIA, actually SPY is here. I've not seen those on the watch list before, but I said, well, they're there. And, everybody doesn't necessarily want to do one DTE, but let's look at what could it do for the week. What could SPY or DIA or TLT, what could these gold, these are not things we normally have on our list. So I did, again, the things that are in the lower risk area are the ones I put in our, the ones that were lower risk bullish are in put credit spreads. The lower risk bearish are in call credit spreads, only 3 things. And the lower risk neutrals are in the iron condor area. I've never seen EEM on our list to trade, but we're going to look at these. We got some new stuff to look at. We're going to look at them. I entered some trades on Friday. I entered some, while I'm talking, y'all look at here and let's see what do we want to chart. I'm going to chart the vast majority of it, but make sure that, if you got something you want us to look at, that you put it in the chat. But I looked at the watch list on Friday and I entered, let me see, where's my little log, because you have to write down your trades. Yep. I did ADI and CRM for this coming week. ADI and CRM, both of those have really good premiums. And I have Ulta. So I have Ulta, CRM, and ADI. Ulta is something we need to keep on our list. For those of you who are trading, looking for good premiums for the 2.5 spread, Ulta has delivered. It has delivered. And I don't know ADI. I didn't necessarily know who they were, but the premiums were quite nice. Quite nice. Let's go look at, I think I'm going to take us into, I think I'm going to take us into Thinkorswim versus TradingView. Let's go look at our chart. If you got something you want us to look at, please go ahead and put it into the comments. Put it in the comments. Okay. We got a 4B going up here, and we won't need as much as this, but this is what we have. The month is down here. The week is up here. The day is here, and the 1 hour. We don't really need a 1 hour chart. So I'm taking us down to 3 windows, and we really probably don't need 3 windows. We really can most likely make it do with 1. Like I said, I want to leave the daily window over here, and then I'll go weekly. I'll leave the month out here just so we can look at it. If you want to have the month to, look at here, you'll be able to tell in this far right window what's the monthly chart showing. Right? What is the monthly chart showing? Let's move this. I'm going to make this is going to be the daily chart. Yes, it is. It is. Ooh, looking really big, isn't it? Break this down. ADI. Sold some 16 deltas on NVIDIA. Okay. You did it as a credit spread? 45 DTE. Okay, you went out pretty far. 45 days, 85 strike. You did put credit spreads or call credit spreads? October 18th, last trading day, puts. You did put credit spreads. Puts, you did put credit spreads, not just puts. You said you sold, so that is put credit spreads. Or you just sold puts. Same movement. It's still bullish, but you sold puts. Okay, that cost you a few dollars at the 85 strike. Okay, so let's look at this. Is ADI. ADI. Oh, and I knew this. I knew it was analog digital, and I kept forgetting that. I see one glaring gap. Not necessarily the only one, but that's the one I see that's jumping out at us. Right. I believe, a call credit spread on ADI. I'm pretty sure that I would have. No, actually, I did an iron condor. I iron condored Ulta, CRM, and ADI. I did an iron condor on all of these. I see some support right in this area here. And I don't even remember what strikes I put on, but there's some support in this area. Resistance is going to be right in this area here. I'm sure I'm not as close as that as far as my trade goes, but that's where you can see that there is something there. ADI, let's look at our list. I want to make sure that we keep the list. We stay moving because we've got so many things on this list. I want to make sure I don't leave any of it off. So let me go grab the list and bring it to a place where I can see it the whole time. Now that song is stuck in my head. Can't go back to the beginning. Okay. There we are. I'll keep it down here in the bottom. Maybe it'll stay there when I want it. I can just bring it back up here. But let's go look at DIA. DIA, put credit spread 397. DIA. Right. This gap here will provide some support. It's going to provide some support. The top and the bottom of it. The top, it kind of dipped in a little bit. It'll provide some support all the way around. Let's see what the bottom of this is. Oh, what's in my eye? There we go. What the bottom of that is, 400. 400 is the bottom of this gap, which will, there's several levels of support in there. You all know how I do like the quartiles. So the halfway mark for sure. I'll put a line on the halfway mark, and I'm just eyeballing it. But that's about the 50% mark. And then you've got some at the top here, right? You're going to have those all as support areas. Right, for DIA, I've got 396, 397 as the strike price, 396, 397. Let's go look to see. Tanya, we was on here Friday, and I was calling your name and talking to you, and you weren't even here. I was like, "Ooh, Tanya, you see this? I got my pencil, Tanya." You weren't here. You weren't even here. I was like, "Well, her not here. Her not here." Okay, 396, 397 is what I got for next Friday. And looks like it's paying $19 today. Of course, the market is closed, but it looks like it's paying about $19 at 396.97. If we need to go look at the single legs 397 has a probability out of the money of 75%. If you wanted to get a little further, you can go set the next one, 396, but I think 397 is still going to give you what you need as far as this charting and stuff goes. Do we look at the plus minus number? Let's go look at that. Plus minus 8. So if we take away 8, that puts us at about 396. About 396. So if that's something that will be more comfortable for you, go for it. Go for it. 396. I did 396, 397. But if you want to go with the plus minus number, 395, 396, that's still going to be good stuff, Sam. Okay. I'm going to put a note on here. That way it'll tell me when I come back here that put credit spread 396, 397. Oh, you know what I need to do? I wanted to enter these while I'm here so that way they'll pick up in the morning. So let's go ahead and go back to do that while we're here. So that way I can see that everything gets put in for tomorrow. I'm putting another dollar on here, confirm and send. Okay. The next one on our list is gold. Gold. Bullish on the gold. Does anybody else trade gold? Does anybody trade gold? People in Impact trade gold pretty steady. I don't think I've ever taken a trade on gold. I looked at silver a time or two, but I've never taken a trade on gold. This is where we are. Gold on the weekly chart. I'm in the middle here. On the weekly chart, gold has a little resistance right there at 233.63 on the weekly chart, right? That's the top of the wick here on the monthly chart. As far as support goes, there's some right here in the 224 area there. Of course, there's a few more. If we look on the daily chart now, I'm over here. We can see that there's some more support. Cancel, got to pick the right thing over in the right chart. There we go. We got some support over in here and a gap that has not been fully filled. It gapped up. I see lots of gaps on gold. I don't know if that's a good thing. Okay. Looks like about 50% of the gap has been filled. Looks like about half of it has been filled. So it's going to, again, I'm eyeballing it. But if we want to fill the entire gap, it's going to need to come back through all the way and catch it all the way down to the bottom, which would be 226.91. There's some more support here and another gap that is not all the way filled. So, you know, sometimes gaps will call for the price though. Come on over here. So it's only a little bit of that gap is left unfilled on that one. And there's several of them. This is another gap here. I don't like focusing on just the gaps, but you got to know that where they are. So that way, when you're trading, you're mindful of where the price might go. Where the price might go. This gap has been filled. That one's been filled. This gap is filled. That gap is filled. Okay. So that's where we are on gold. I see support at 228, 226, right? On our, we've got gold at 225, 227.5. 227.5 puts us in this, in the middle part of between like the 75% mark of this gap. Right. This was a buyer's gap. So there's buyers in here as price comes back down into these prices lower, then we expect buyers to push it up like it did this time. Buyers came in, buyers stepped in, buyers stepped in, buyers stepped in. Even though these are red candles, when the price came down here, it triggered a buy order and the price went back up. The whole day candle is red, but there were buyers who took it up to close back up here. Okay. These are buyer's gap because it gapped up. Gapping up is a buyer's gap. Let's go look at the prices. 227.5, 225. Ooh, that's paying $44. Have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. That's for the 13th of September. Now, you could really look, if you were, you know, feeling froggy, you could look on the 9th, which will be Monday. I wouldn't do that 0 DTE, but you can look on the 11th, which is Wednesday. Let's go see what the single looks like over here on Wednesday. You might be able to rinse and repeat gold multiple days a week. Open interest is over here on the 226 and oh, they got weird. Oh, not weird. That at 225 it goes down to 5 spread. All the way up to here it's a 1 spread. So probability out of the money on the put credit spread side would be 227, 226 or 227, sorry, 228 or 227. So let's see, what would that look like? 226, 227 is going to pay $14 and 227, 228 is paying $21. Plus minus 3. You take away 3 from there, where about 227 would be safer. You know, this is the plus minus 3.4, which is a little bit more than 3. Put you right in here in one of these two areas. And you can do that for Wednesday. Enter again, maybe on Wednesday for Friday. That theta decay is going to help you out. Gold might offer some opportunities, right? But if you didn't want to do the Wednesday, Friday, you know, you could just go straight to Friday. Go straight to Friday, 225, 227.5. We got plus minus 4, which really is like 226. So it might have been better to go down one more. And that's at $21. I don't like that one as much as I like the 225, 227.5. But I put the order in, so it'll pick up. You know, I need to do is make sure that I put, even though I think it'll do fine, I need to change these to good till canceled, because some of them don't pick up when the market opens. And like last week, I had some that didn't pick up, but I didn't have them on good till canceled. And then that evening they expired, then I didn't know which ones were missing. So if I leave it, I can then see which ones are missing and monitor them to see what maybe they enter later or whatever else. Okay, so that was gold. Now let's do DIA. We'll change it to good till canceled. Okay. So if in case it doesn't pick up on Monday, it's still, the order will still be sitting there to pick up on a subsequent day if it feels. I don't let them feel for less than 10%. So if there's not going to get at least 10% on a particular side, then we leave it. We leave it. If y'all got any questions along the way, please be sure to ask them. Please be sure to ask whatever questions you have. Tanya says, I don't think you were there Friday. I was talking to you Friday morning. I've looked at gold but never traded. You traded silver in the sim. Maybe I need to go back to look at gold. Yeah, gold's looking like it might be All right now. Might be all right. Nope, not Pepe. I just want Pep. Okay, so this is PepsiCo. PepsiCo doesn't necessarily, we'll see, doesn't necessarily have good premiums. Not necessarily. Pepsi's on the put credit spread list, right? It pulled back off of here. This shooter lets you think it might be some more downwards motion, but it is on the put credit spread list. Let me see if I can see something, another support here on the line chart. Yep, there's another one right here at 175. There's some, that's a resistance. At 175, there is some more support. Okay, let's see. What did we pick for our 172.5? So that is below 170, 172.5. That's below here. 172.5 is down here. Oh my, we're down. Way down, way down. So this is where our support is, which is below a couple of supports, which will be good. 170, 172.5. Let's see if we want to look at probability out of the monies. It's an 84% probability out of the money at 172.5. Definitely anticipating more upwards movement. 170, 172.5 is paying $25. I'll put a few more dollars on here and then make it good till canceled. 170, 172.5. Not as nice as gold, but it is there. After Pepsi comes SPY. Let's look at SPY. It's a good opportunity for us to check SPY for the week anyway. See what SPY maybe offers coming into the week, because all I had was, I looked at last week. This candle, this gap here was filled by this candle from Friday. Ooh, y'all see that right there. I'm convinced that sometimes that gaps will go on. I mean, the price action will go on through and grab these gaps on purpose, just so they can close it off and then go on the next way. But there is another gap right down here. Well, that's not even it. That's not accurate. Remember, the gap starts at the close of the candle and it goes to the open of the next candle. From the close to the open. This candle closed down here at the bottom of the red candle and it opened at the bottom of this green one. So all of this is a gap on SPY, and that gap runs from 536 down to 533. It's like a 3-point gap. So do we think SPY can come on down and grab this gap and keep going? I hope you do, because it can. We do know it. This is 4 points away from where it currently is right now, or where it closed at least. It's actually, if you look here, it's already at 538. So it's down $2 into this already. It's about 538. It's right down in here. So it's already $2 closer than it was at the close on Friday. Could it grab this gap and keep going? It actually could. I'm not saying it will, because I don't know what the markets will do, but I'm saying it could do that. All right. So I see 511 as some support on the weekly. I see 523 as support on the weekly. This is resistance. 543 is resistance. Okay. This gap here got filled. I said that already. There is some support over here at, nope, I wanted a line. I keep jumping from chart to chart, and then the same tools aren't running in both places. But I see some support right here at 538, which is around where it is right now. This support, though, goes down as low as 537.45. If you look at the bottom of this wick here, that lets you know that the price action could go down and grab. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. See the wick that's on here? Price could go as low as this, right? It could go where it wants, but it could go as low as this and then turn like it did here. Okay. So what we found, or what we were told, is that SPY is bullish. It's on the bullish list, 527, 528. So 527, 528 is down in cheer. Definitely down here, right? So if we're looking 527, 528, down. Ooh, oh no. So I'm thinking that is definitely a no, but let's look at the 13th. Got to get the right dates. What I say, 527, 528? Is that what I said? I believe I did. Let me make sure that's what I said. Yep, 527, 528 would be right here. And I always find this interesting when they make this in the 50-cent spreads, even though it's in the middle of a bunch of ones. I always find that interesting. But we're going to make it into a one spread. 527, 528. We're making it into a one spread, and it's paying $18 between now and Friday. I'm definitely pushing up a couple more dollars. If we're gonna ride through the volatility of SPY for 4 or 5 days, you need it to be worth your while. It needs to be worth your while. Okay. So here's TLT. Has anybody ever traded TLT? I traded it a time or two based on something that popped up out of capital flow. It says iShares 20 plus or 20 PLS year treasury bond. That's what's going on with TLT. I've traded it before as a buyer based on capital flow. 97, 98. Let's look at the chart first before I start grabbing hold of numbers. 97, 98 would be in here. This chart looks rawr. This is not cute, daddy. That is not a cute chart. Right? We've got some support here. We've got some here and here. Here and here. Okay. Well, there's a bunch between 90, I would say between 97, 98, maybe between 96, 97, right? 97, 98, put you in here. Let's go look at the single. 79% probability to have the money at 98. Okay, turn this to a vertical and turn our 97.5, 98 into a one spread. Looks like it's paying $12. And push me a few more dollars on here just so we can try to get a few more dollars out of it. That's TLT. I've not traded TLT as a seller. Those premiums don't look bad, but I've not traded it as a seller up to this point. But we're going to trade it this week in our sim. XLF. Finance, Janae, you still with me? Janae's the finance is actually showing on the bullish list. XLF is showing on the bullish list. There we go, 43.97. And XLF, we got 42.43. 42.43. Got a gap down here that it might want to fill. From 43 all the way up. That right. Perfect place, because if it fills this gap, it's going to turn. It should turn around. I would say gonna turn. It should turn around, and then that keeps your 43 safe. 42.43 is what we had. This is a 50-cent spread also. And if you don't want to expand them, you can leave it as a 50-cent spread, right? And take in, as long as you're taking in about $8 to $9 on a 50-cent spread, it's worth it. If not, then no. And I just changed this to a one spread. 42.43 is not worth $6. No, we're not doing this. So I'll put it on 10. If it picks up, that'll be fine. But I don't encourage anybody to trade and not make at least 10% premiums on what you're doing. At least, right? 43.5 is about 72. So depending on how price is moving, that might work better for you. But we'll leave it where it is. Right, that's XLF. And now we got Verizon, which also doesn't generally have any really good premiums, but it's here, and so are we. Janae, you have CVS, Verizon, and XLF. Okay. Haven't traded DIA in a long time. Yes, Ace Options Trading. It's been a minute since we traded DIA. All right. Oh, how did I get here? How did we get here? How did I get there? This is on the put credit spread list. Oh, Lord. Come on. Work with me. Work with me. Here we go. Let's get us a line. I still didn't pick the right one. Whoop, there we go. 41.23, 42.28. This is all call credit spread stuff, but we're looking for put credit spreads. I have us at 39.40 based on the fact that there's a couple of these supports here. 39.40. There's some stuff happening right around in here. There too. 39.40. Let's see if there's any decent money here. 39.40. Well, at 39.540, there's not. Let's change it to 39.40 and see. If it doesn't pay at least 10%, do not trade. There's too much stuff out here to trade to end up with something that's not going to pay well, right? There's too many things to choose from. Way too many things, okay? So that was all the put credit spread side. Now let's look at the call credit spread side. CVS, Oxy, and UPS. CVS, Oxy, and UPS. CVS. We're looking for call credit spreads in this case. Looking at the weekly chart first whenever it populates. I'm putting the movements on my Thinkorswim to tell it to come on, Cletus, shum on, as Michael Jackson would say. Are you just not going to do? What is this? Oh, I guess I probably should pick the right stock. CVS. I'm waiting on it to do it. I'm the one. I'm the reason. I'm the reason it's not doing right. Let's try to clear these lines off so we can start afresh. Okay, way up here, which is way up here, is some resistance. 63, 61, 59, and some change. 59.50. And there's probably one here at 60. Our strike 60.61. 60.61 is our strike on the call credit spread side. Call credit spread side 60.61. That is going to pay $9, or actually $12 once we select it. $12, push up for a few more dollars. I usually ask for at least one more dollar when it populates. $14, it's paying 60.61 on CVS. Janae, did you think you were going to trade CVS? You think you want to trade CVS this week? Taking in $12 to $14 would be good. Close it up when it's ready. Okay, let's go look at Oxy. Oh, let's look at the chart first. Weekly chart, we've got resistance up here at 57.92. There's a gap that's not all the way filled yet. We see that there. Resistance now is at 56. Current price is at 52. It is, I'll say it's still falling, but it's still about where it closed at on Friday. 52. One more at 61. Looking on the daily chart over here, 4 days of just Oxy. What happened to Occidental that it's doing all this? Anybody got any intel? Anybody got any information on what happened to Oxy and why it's doing all this? Let's see if there's a little note down here about it. Tell us something. Oh, they paid a dividend. They will pay a dividend. They will pay a dividend on the 10th of this month, which is a few more days. They're going to pay dividends. But they were in a zone, in a consolidation area, which is why they were on the neutral list for a while. But now if we're looking at call credit spreads, maybe above 56. Let's see what I have on here. Above 54. Ooh, brought us right on down into the zone. Get in the zone. Let's see if something's back there. As Noob told me, you got to look back. Got to stretch it out. Might be something back there. Let's go back a little bit further than a year and see if we see anything else. See if Oxy had anything back in this zone. Looks like they did. Maybe. Let's see. Maybe not. Let's see. This is current price is at 52. Current price at 52. It's not looking like it. I put a little more time in and just go check one more year or so. There's a 52. Back here as far as not 2022. I almost said 1922. As far back as 2022, we were in this same zone. It looks like yep, 52 looks like. Come on, I'm trying to make it bigger without losing it. So I can see where the support is or resistance is at this point. But right in here, you see, y'all can see this area right in there. 5172. 5172 is the support area, and we're currently at 5207. It's supposed to be, though, bearish. It's supposed to be bearish. So let's see. What did I put? I think I said 60. Nope, sorry, 54.55. Think about the difference, the wrong stock. 54.55. Let's go look at our single. 54 is 87% probability out of the money. It's 54. So let's change it to 54.55, and then we'll see the money. $5 for that. We're not going to take $5 to leverage 95 more. We're not doing it because there's other stuff. Now, there's other things like, for example, to see here, Oxy's falling really bad here, but it's falling right into support. And if you can see here, you can see that it hit there and wicked. It bounced off of that support right there. Doesn't mean it will keep bouncing, but this is strong from 2022. So there may be orders still back here in the 50s that were on and still waiting around for when it gets down to the 50s. I'm gonna buy me some. Could be that could be happening. Okay, so it could definitely turn if you're going to look at it, but then that would provide you with some put credit spread opportunities. Y'all know I'm always on the hunt for a good iron condor, right? So underneath it, going the 13th, I would go with 49.50, which is plus minus 1 to 49.50. Yeah, that would be good. As long as it didn't keep falling. If it kept falling, then this wouldn't be a good move. I would want you to watch. What I say, 49.50. I'd want you to watch to make sure it actually did the turn before you jumped in. That's at least $9. But if price comes down a little bit more, that'll go up, right? That'll go on up. I'm going to go ahead and put it into our thingy just so I can keep it there and be able to look at it and remind myself that we were looking at that. Okay. The next one on the list is UPS. They didn't do too well after earnings. You would have thought they would have, well, this is what they've done. This probably should be on the list, the Iron Condor list, the way it's been sitting. Y'all see this? It's literally in a zone. Ooh. Let's say if we went above this high here, which is 130, and we went below the low or below this gap, which is now filled, that's 126. That seems like it's a bigger zone, doesn't it? It's only $4. Seems like there's more to that zone than that, but it's only $4. Call credit spread area on, ooh, my. That's what was that dude was saying? You got to pull out some, got to zoom out. But there's that big old monster gap that UPS has not been able to even infiltrate very well. It's dipped up in there a little bit, but it hadn't even been able to push through. So, yeah, right. This is a big gap, 130 to 145. If UPS ever gets in that gap and keeps moving, that's going to be a good little ride for whenever that happens. But at this point, UPS is showing on the bearish list. And it's got 131, 132 as your strikes. 131, 132, paying $17, right? Good till canceled. Confirm and send. Confirm and send. Y'all all right out there? Y'all all right out there? I charted Palantir earlier. And Dale Palantir has a little, both of them I think have some upward opportunity. Let's go look. After we look at these, we'll go back to our iron condors. Palantir. Got Palantir here for, let me get us some. What do you think? Y'all think some bullish? Y'all think bearish? I feel like Palantir is probably going to try to keep moving bullish because didn't they just get added to the S&P 500 or something? They may try to keep moving. Let me see. What do I have in my notes for Palantir? Because I have it written down. Yeah, I have Palantir as bullish. Going up to about 33. I have it as bullish. This is where maybe if you want to buy straight calls or you want to buy call debit spreads, you can do that. Or you can do put credit spreads. We got all kind of tools in these here bags. You can buy a call. You can buy a call debit spread. If you don't know about debit spreads, you check my products page at Educator to Trader. And let me see. I think I have a graphic here. Here we go. Whoop, updated debit spreads training at educatortotrader.com. If you want to know how to trade as a buyer without putting all that money on the table, then you use debit spreads because debit spreads allow you to use less capital. It's going to cap your losses and it's going to also cap your wins, but you're going to have to you're not going to have to put as much money down at the beginning. All right. As far as, buying your contracts, you won't have to do that. So Palantir, let's go into the chart because I walked away from the chart. I would say put credit spread, thinking it's going to stay on up, right? Put credit spread, Palantir. Ooh, why did it go so far? 75 is 29, so 28, 29. Well, actually, that's not that far. Why does that feel like it's far away? Oh, current price in the post market is 32 and some change. Palantir it closed at 30. Closed at 30. So these numbers are gonna adjust a bit when the market opens. But let's go with 28, 29. Plus minus 2 would definitely keep us a little closer. 28, 29. This is probably not gonna yield us much money. Seeing this, maybe it's fine. 28, 29 is paying $29. 28, 29 paying $29 on Palantir. Let me go make sure I'm putting good till canceled on these. GTC, baby. GTC. Where's my one that runs across the bottom telling you where to get your freebies? Get your freebies here. Get your freebies. Get your freebies here. Okay. And then you want to look at Dale. You said Dale went into the S&P 500 or did it come out and get replaced by something else? I know you said Etsy was coming out, but did Dale replace Etsy? Is that what happened there? Dale on the weekly chart here in the middle. Right, that's Dale on the weekly chart here in the middle. Okay, maybe I can put a line on it. Support here. $90. Resistance at 115. That's Dale. Looking on the daily chart, Dale has come out of the resistance area and come down kind of in the middle of the zone. There's a little gap that needs to be filled back here from August the 12th. A little bit of gap in need of filling. Support down here in the $90 range. Let's see what was being said in the comments. Tanya, you're right. Futures open red. I think I'm going to try to start looking at futures. If you have a suggested place to go start looking at understanding some futures, and for a beginner, because I don't want to get in too deep, start off, I want to see what it's about before but I think I'd like to just hear a little bit more about it. There's some gaps here too that haven't been filled. I'm not enough unless you come. Will you meet me here again? All I want. Okay, 112 is some resistance there, some support, something right in here too, right where that gap is. Okay, so what are we thinking, Janae, for Dale? Yeah, everybody seems to now be doing that funded thing. That seems to be a way to get people's money. It's like the latest trend. What do we see for this trade? I'm liking call credit spreads. Let's go look at something real quick before we go much further, because we may be able to get some insight. Maybe able to go get some insight into the direction while we're looking. We're looking at the weeklies, right? I think we're back at some support. Coming back into some 98.68. What are we doing? Taking forever trying to log in. This is Dale. Let's see where Dale falls on the list. Dale is showing here as bearish. Bearish and high risk. Bearish and high risk. Let's go look then at the option chain. $75, 110, 78 at 111. 110, 111 is paying $0. But something's wrong with that, because that's not the way that does. It's too close to current price. That pays 18. So that means the other one here, the 110, 111 is definitely going to pay more than $18, because the next one further away in price pays $18. I'm going to go with that one. I'll put it on our list. Put it in our list. Okay, so last three. EEM. EEM. Anybody know anything about them? Is Jamie here? Jamie, are you here? EEM says iShares MSCI Emerging Markets ETF. Ooh, we've not traded this one either. But look at this weekly chart. Have mercy. Have mercy. This is the weekly chart. 43s. EEM is on the iron condor list. It's on the iron condor list. So we're looking over here on the daily chart now. I'm over to the left, right, left. There's a gap up here that's not been filled yet. Okay. There we go. 42.55. There's some more right in here. EEM. What did we come up with on our slide? 40.5 and 43. 40.5 and 43. See how much money we can get. 40.5, 39.5 is paying $16. Okay, $16. And then if I'm going to see if it'll let me create a duplicate order. It might be, what happens here? Not OCO. I want a pair. Nope, let me not do that. I'm just going to leave it like this. 6, I don't want to get confused. 16 for the put credit spread side, right? Let me go ahead and confirm. Wait, got to put my good till canceled. Got to put a few more dollars on it and then put good till canceled. We'll do that. And then we'll go look at 43 over here. 43.44 on the call credit spread side. This is wrong because it's showing debit and it's red. So let's see what the next one says, because that usually will fix the problem. You can see maybe this one also says debit. This is a glitch. This would be called a glitch. Okay, so I'll help the glitch myself. 43 and 44. I'll help it while we're on this call. Hopefully it doesn't do this when we're in the market. But what's throwing it off is the negative and the debit. All this together. It shouldn't be negative money. So we take it up to positive money. And then it should now say credit. Y'all see how it did that? It says credit now. And now we'll put in something like 15. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. But we'll put something in there and put it as good till canceled and thing. So it looks like you could get $20 to $30 on EEM on an iron condor. All right. You could get that on an iron condor. Pfizer is going to pay peanuts. Pfizer pays peanuts, doesn't it, Janae? Pfizer pays peanuts. Did Jamie ever answer that he was here? Oh, there he is. Emerging markets is something I suggest looking up. Emerging usually means not quite there yet. Is that what that means? Is that what emerging means? I'm coming out, but I'm not out yet, but I'm coming out. I'm emerging. I just haven't emerged yet. Hey, Drew, how you doing? How are you doing? Okay, so I was calling you because I asked you what is these things these new things are on our watch list, which is interesting. It's exposing us all to some new things. But what prices? Okay, we're looking at Pfizer next, 27.5, 29.5. Pfizer is in this zone, right? 27.5, 29.5, just hanging out in here. 27.5, we can turn it into a full 26. Oh, paying $3. Today's dólares. No. Is it dólares or dinero? Today's dinero, not dólares. If anybody is Spanish, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to butcher your language. Believe me, I'm not trying to butcher the language. 29.5, 30.5 pays $4. No bueno. Okay, so listen, I already say, if you can't get at least 10% off of your trade, then we don't do that. Just find something else. If you can't get at least 10%, find something else. And last but not least, at least unless somebody wants us to look at something, and if you do, you need to put it in the chat. But we're looking at Shell, and we've looked at Chevron, we've looked at Oxy. I've not ever traded Shell. I've not ever looked at shale. I've not ever traded it. You see, it's no lines on here. I've never even charted it. Right? So let's do that. Let's do that right now. This is the daily chart, which we usually start on a higher time frame. I'm going to go there in 1 minute. But what I do see that I'm not all that fond of already is all these gaps. Do y'all see that? That it's a lot of gaps up in here. Okay, a lot of those. This went gap down. Seller's gap is not quite filled yet. Right, there's that. This is all on the daily chart. Okay, let's look over here at the weekly first, though. Let's see what's over here on the weekly chart. We've got some resistance. Where's our support? Right in here. Oh, go ahead and put it on there. It's a chair of some sort. And there's going to be some there, and something there, and something there. Oh, there we go. And something in here. So. Let's see what we got on the daily chart with some support and resistance. Oh, Alyssa. No. There we go. Support and resistance. We want peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys. A lot of stuff happening in there. Well, how many? Well, usually a triple top will push us back down. We've got touch higher, touch, touch fall. Yeah. All right, this is shale. And shale is on our list for 65 and 69. 65 and 69 as far as our strikes. 65 because it's plus minus 1.8. Plus minus 1.8. So 65. It's like it's paying $10 on the put credit spread side. And 69 on the call credit spread side, paying $5 more. Shale, you too big of a boy to not be paying better. Does Shale give a dividend, Jamie? That may be why it's looking. Sometimes the dividend stocks don't have good premium. They also probably don't have as much volatility. EEM pays dividends, okay, I think twice a year, but not quarterly. Okay. We went through our entire list. We had several things that were new on this list, several things that we had not looked at and traded before. So that was here. One of the things that was on our other list was Amazon and Google and Apple, which I was a lot of 2.5 spreads. I was very shocked with that too. But because they were all in the low risk area. I was like, Amazon and Google and Apple are all in the low risk area. Not all of these. No, sir. We've had Google in there before, but a lot of times some other stuff don't end like, I don't know about that. So the watch list got updated, and we have an updated dealio right there. Okay. So I did release this book the other day. It's called When to Use Credit Spreads versus Debit Spreads. I mentioned debit spreads a little while ago when we were looking at Palantir or somebody, one of the stocks we were looking at. Coming out of the zone. When do you use credit spreads versus debit spreads? You can grab a copy of this book at my Etsy shop, from my Etsy shop, in my Etsy shop, however we want to phrase it. MEL, let me go over to, hey, y'all over here on Instagram, bit.ly/MELINSP. When do you trade credit spreads versus debit spreads? And there are, there's a time and a place for everything, but you do need to know when and how. So this book has a couple of examples that it gives you, several examples actually, that it gives you. It talks about debit spreads and credit spreads. It tells you about them first. Then it gives you when do you use them, and then how do you use them. That's all for $5.88 at bit.ly/MELINSP. I think we need to go when I'm in my when I'm back in the place where I create these slides. I might need to change the the font. So this I looks like an I, not like it's two L's. I mean, it needs to be differentiated between the L and the I. But anyway, that book is over there for $5.88. We are still doing the charting challenge. We did week 1 last week, and we're starting week 2 on Tuesday. Tuesday, we're going to be talking about trends and broadening formations, right? And then on Thursday, we're going to have candlestick patterns. It's going to be on Thursday. So if you have not joined yet and you still want to be a part of our charting challenge, you still can join. Head over to my website, educatortotrader.com, and you can go ahead and get into the challenge. It's going to give you all of the benefits of the membership as well as access to the challenge. So you get everything that comes with the membership, which is access to me. You got the challenge, you got the Telegram group, you got the people, you got the community, you got all the things. All the things. You have access to the whole community. When you join the charting challenge, you're actually coming into the membership in order to do that. Okay. I'm going to look at, I don't know, what is Bitcoin on Thinkorswim? What's the ticker? Because it's not BTC. Yep. Somebody tell me what the ticker is on Bitcoin, because it's not. Let me see. Bitcoin. No, I got Bitcoin Depot, Bitcoin Liquid Index. Maybe I can go to let me go here. Let me see. I'll go to, do I have it up? Let me bring you down. There we go. Let's see if Bitcoin is here. I think it may be. I think it's BTC. We'll see here in a minute. There's Bitcoin futures. Somebody, do you know the ticker for Bitcoin? You can tell I look at it. Bitcoin futures is here, but I don't know if 54,000. This is probably it. That's the price. This is it on the daily chart. It is right at some support. Good level of support to it. There's a lot of selling went down here, but it bounced back off of there. So it actually might be down here, but this is where we currently are. And it's now at, looks like 54.70. So it's jumped from the 53.7. So it's up about 1,000 from whatever the Bitcoin closes. I don't think Bitcoin closes, but it's up 1,000 from where it was, I guess, or where my line is. I say it's not really up then. This is just where it is. It is. Oh, well, this is the candle we're on. So it's up from where it closed. I guess this would have been Friday. Does Bitcoin close? It says Friday. Oh, I see. Don't hang up. I see you. Don't hang up. I love y'all. These are my people. There we go. So this is, I'm asking, does Bitcoin close? I don't know if it does or not, but it says Friday. This said it was Friday, and now we're starting Monday. Maybe it starts with the futures or something. I don't know. Oh, it said Bitcoin futures. So let's go with that. But it's currently up about 1,000 from where it closed. 1,200 at this point, because it closed here at 53.6 and it's at 55. So it's at what, 1,300 up from where it was. Okay. I didn't think it closed either, but this is the futures. I don't know what the ticker is. So we're looking at the futures, I guess, is close enough. It's starting to climb. You said if it's up, what did Janae say? If where's the note that Janae left? Hello. Janae's note disappeared. That's weird. Janae, your comment disappeared. Did you delete your comment after you put it there? Because it's gone. The one about look at Bitcoin. It's gone. When you make comments, you must trigger something in that algorithm that says we don't like her. We don't like her. Anyway, that's where Bitcoin is. I don't know. Cannot talk intelligently about it. So I just can show a chart, which it's up. That's all I can see there. And it's been coming down for a while. Right? Since last Monday the 26th, 2 Mondays ago. It's got a gap up here. It's going to need to fill. Part of it is already filled, but not all of it. There's a little bit of it left. Okay. There we are. Okay, back to the charting challenge. It's Janae looked like she might be a ghost again, Tanya, like you said, because she heard. I knew there was a comment. I read the thing about Bitcoin, and then I looked back for it. It's gone. We looked. I hope you got to see what we did. I looked at it, and it's climbing a bit. What's on the screen? It's going up. Okay, so charting challenges going on continues. If you want to join us, you definitely can come on and join us over there in the membership, right? You can come join our charting challenge. All righty. So if all hearts and minds are clear, I don't think I missed anything. We looked at subsequent stuff for this week. We looked at the calendar. We looked at earnings. We looked at what last week did. We looked at our trades. I think we covered everything, right? Tomorrow morning, we will be live at 9:30. We'll be live at 9:30. Jamie's going to make sure that the call gets opened up. I'm giving a quiz first thing in the morning again, and that seemed to take them a little longer than I anticipated last time. So this time we're going to be a little more prepared for the start. So Jamie will open our call and I'll join as soon as I'm done in the classroom with those students. All right. Well, I want you all to do two great things. First of all, right? I want you to go ahead and do whatever study you need to do. I want you to do it tonight. If you hadn't looked at your charts and stuff, go ahead and do that. If you're still a member of Impact, then Impact's charting session happens usually about 9. The sentiment call happens at 8. Basically, they talk about what the week is coming or what they feel the week is going to hold at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, they have TJ does a charting call at 9. All right. Janae, we're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here. Yeah. All righty, everybody. I will see you all in the morning. And I want you all to have a great evening, okay? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.